Rising northeast of Seshiyoso in the western North region, the River Ankobra flows about 190 kilometers south to the Gulf of Guinea. About 2 weeks ago, pictures of a green-looking River Ankobra taken at the Sangoma estuary in Axim took over social media. The taglines indicated government's illegal mining fight was gaining ground with the clearing of the river. We set out on a fact-finding mission on the flow path of the Ankobra. Our first stop was at Prestea-Himan in the western region. The river looked dirtier than we saw it last year. We came here about 6 months ago. That was last year. And at that time you could see the fullness of the river. Though it was polluted, it wasn't as polluted as we are seeing it today. Today is a bit dried up. The density of the water, as you can see, is more thicker and is more dirtier than we saw it. And you can see the clay nature of it. Looks like mixed clay on top of the surface of the river. And whether it is the content of it or the pollution, whatever is in it, you could see it forming on the surface right from here. One of the sources of the pollution was not far from the Prestea-Himan bridge. From a bird's eye view, we could see water polluting champagne machines operating on the waterbed and adjoining tributaries. Residue from irresponsible mining could be seen feeding into the River Ankobra. Reactions of residents to the polluted river were varied.
First, you know, and train and we say, but see, I will do ye. Naganse for a council in painful because the sponsor.
Nana do kufado bano or say galim say ongune ongune china obehye kina ma yakuma adwuma ye amenya adwane atodwane ye obaya wa be say no adwuma so no anu ne yakumu ye ori na hafo mu ye amoto ade na sampa ogun po mo ntahwe
wo kufado so be china do anfa adwuma bi afa mo ese ba be galam say be me kina ya bo age do Prestea park do ya bo say hey e che wi ase be galam say adwuma so ne ye dia nsu ne
From above, we saw the excavation of this valley close to the Himan Bridge. But residents explained the exercise being undertaken by the assembly member for the area was aimed at desilting the ancestral stream to prevent perennial flooding of the community.
Baby, I'm called the same guy. Nambo Mantami of Family, and she need boo. When you win your mo. Oh, yeah, tis.
Yet, die were here. In Suanira or Hyena into all your mamma, I said, Yama, yes, young better.
The assembly member, Bako Yao Abroso, noted the exercise was being done with proceeds generated from washing the silt taken from the valley.
In my assembly, Nasuti, my assembly in Subaway, HM say. Me and see me shooting in them common fashion and family. But machine oh high. Because machines still am busy digit motion shooting and 4. There is a man or casses, man to my in them. Nothing shooting or the however, nothing you might be enough for so behind it. I must. The beer didn't himself get him saying me. Machines 8 hours could be 40 million plus a desert. 99 million can find it. Because Cremiano on damn.
After hours on the road, we hit the coastal town of Axim. We proceeded to Sangoma or Ankobra town, where the river meets the sea. This is where pictures of the green Ankobra were taken. Instead of a green-looking river, we saw a dirty-looking Ankobra polluting the green sea. Residents here share how they feel about assertions that the Ankobra has regained its former glory.
Why is it that they are saying something which is untruthful to the nation, to the public? Because they should have tell the public the truth that the river is totally bad, but it is because of the high tide of the sea that is coming through the river water. So that one looks a little bit clear, and they took that picture. So I feel very bad.
Nche wana obe hu mosuma nsu no nwete se be mama yenu ye ho ne yenserew epo no ona baka no obom di so yira o tra bridge no kakra kwa akiri a ne be de nchen no wa baba kare mu nte hu a etwem ne hu abaka de bu a baka no ate wan onte dem sensu no yira be de nchen no wa do aba no ada no su no nwe kakra se nyansu no se o chero o ye do twe no akọ epo no ma Boom, na damsui waba. And a people so baha or bahan tamankan, boom, de damsui, no on today. So bahan pankabo no today. Oh, because almost morty. Almost morty. Tedano, in fact, Metide, Minister Noka, them some day. Why am I sissy and soon you are to New York? In fact, he will be brave, you free. Me a woman of February. Satam we, and yellow that. I agree. Up to March. Chile April, May. Let's see from Masana, so yellow one, Abba. Next year from January, February, March, still so yellow, no, I don't know, into games one more down yet.
We took a long boat ride from the estuary to inspect the rest of the Ankobra and find out the source of its pollution. We're going beyond Dominase, Banso, and its environs to see who is polluting the Ankobra River. Our guide is the assembly member for Sangoma, Mr. Moke. We encountered miles of dirty river showing no sign of vibrant life forms. Yellowish mud paints the banks of the river, mangroves and trees that line the edges of the water source. We rode 2 hours on the dirty river, stopping to fetch samples of the water at various intervals. Scenes from above showed pits, gullies, and active mining close to the river. After Dominase, we saw indications of active use of Shangfan machines directly on the river. We've been riding on this boat for the past close to 2 hours. Over 40 miles from the estuary at Ankobra itself. This place is close to a town called Anwulezo. And you can see over there, there is a washing bay, gold washing bay, just in the middle of the Ankobra River. And you could see 2 Shangfan machines, one here, the other one over there, sitting directly on the riverbed, polluting it. We were informed that news of our travel has already gone to the miners and many have hidden their equipment. But we saw their footprints on the river. Equipment still sitting on the river, some fleeing from the noise of our boat and those transporting fuel for their expedition. The Shangfan operations were more prevalent in villages like Douale, Eshemu, Banso, Eziem, and Anwulenzo. The river showed heaps of sand from mining forming at various sections, making it dangerous for travel. The indigents say the Ankobra can no longer be used for farming or daily chores due to the pollution from mining. This woman says she is aware children who bathe in it get sick, but there is nothing they can do about it.
Se adwuma na omoye no ayi medene ayi na omoye ni na kwala na omudwale bi tumi ko omo anima omoyale eha omo pa so utu omo muntie.
The level of pollution of the river Ankobra got the assembly member whose town sits at the estuary emotional.
What I've seen or what I've witnessed now tells me that we need to be, very serious on what is going on because it's very bad. I was not expecting it in this way. You can see that at some place even, the boat can only pass only one side. All those places have been seized up because of the washing of the area of the Galamsey. So imagine if there are some fish and so on over there, they are going to die. So in fact, I'm very worried about what I've seen today.
These activities on the Ankobra constitute nature crimes. The Minerals and Mining Act 2006, Act 703, as amended, prescribes upon conviction a fine of 600,000 Ghana cedis to 1,200,000 Ghana cedis, or a term of imprisonment of 15 to 25 years or both, for a person mining with any method in or along the banks of a natural water body or the territorial sea of Ghana.
Ankobra is now arguably the most polluted river in Ghana.
Elizabeth Aluava of the Ghana Environmental Advocacy Group, an NGO, speaks of the worsening integrity of the Ankobra.
There are tens of thousands of people whose livelihood depend on this river. I have fond memories of people selling shrimp, octopus, other seafood at the Ankobra River. Now you get there and it's a ghost town. Why? People are sick. People are dying from all the contamination. But of course, we will never know, because most of these sicknesses and deaths will be attributed to witches. But as a country, we are letting our people down. We are letting Ghanaians, many of whom have no alternative source of drinking water, no alternative source of water for any other thing. We are leaving them on a daily basis and watching them die slowly. The thought of Chang fans and people on Ankobra mining directly and along it is really, really devastating. Let's do something about it.
Those who pollute the river have not stopped. What happens at the estuary is momentary. I am sitting in the middle of two great water bodies. To my left is the sea, and to my right is the river Ankobra. Behind me is the estuary. This is where the two meet. Now there is this confusion over whether the Ankobra is clearing and it is green, and we've seen some green videos of the Ankobra right from this point. Those pictures were taken. Now let me explain to you. At high tide, the sea here, which is green, washes over. All this place gets flowing with seawater, and it washes over the Ankobra to that end. The sea is green. The river Ankobra is yellowish now. It covers it. The whole place is green. Beautiful, isn't it? That is what we expect the river Ankobra to look like. Unfortunately, it doesn't look that way. This is the real color of the Ankobra as we speak. Polluted right from the source. It ends this controversy. But if anybody is serious about this, this is a serious pollution matter. Because as you look at the estuary, even close to the sea, you can see the color of the sea from this point right up there, as far as the drone can see, turning yellow in the color of the Ankobra. Until we see a high tide, which they say is 2 hours away, which will wash the sea green water over the Ankobra, the situation is a highly polluted Ankobra, which is now polluting the sea. Reporting for Joy News, Erastus Asaredonko, Ankobra, Western Region.